Today is the big day. We are completely set. We walked in to shore earlier and talked to Laro and took a look at our engine. It looks beautiful. He's even spray painted everything. Looks great. We ran it yesterday. And it ran. It sounded great. Didn't have any clanking. Probably sounded better than it ever has. So we're pretty excited about that. So we've gotten all of our extra parts and tools out, and we've got the boat all tore apart and cleared so that we can put the engine in. So the only thing left we need is Laro and the engine, and they should be here any moment. Any moment.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down a little bit. Let's back this truck up. We have a few things to explain about how we got our engine rebuilt.
We found our rebuild kit on Amazon and was able to order it with a 2-week ETA coming out of Shanghai. Sounded all right. So we did. We ordered it on November 17th. It hit Shanghai, or left Shanghai on that date, and went through South Korea. It went through Anchorage, Alaska. It hit Kentucky, back to California, and landed in Tijuana on November 23rd, I think. Yeah, November 23rd.
Once it made it to Tijuana, we thought things were good, but it got stuck in customs. It took 3 weeks of me calling Amazon, customs, and UPS every day to figure out where our package was and why it was stuck in customs. So after 3 weeks of calling UPS, immigration, we finally found out there was an import tax due. Not a big deal. We figured we'd just pay the import tax. They did not really have a clear way of paying that import tax. They wanted to do a COD, collect on delivery when it was delivered. Problem was, we already had plane tickets bought to fly home for the holidays. So we made arrangements with the marina. They were going to pay the import tax for us. Not a big deal, and we went home.
So after Sam talked to the right person in customs, we had watched the package go in 2 days, leave customs, and head right past Laredo into La Paz. There it sat for 2 weeks with an expected delivery date of tomorrow. Tomorrow. Anyway, 2.5 weeks later, it magically appeared back in Laredo, and we had our parts in our mechanic's hands.
So we're on our way back to Laredo, to Puerto Escondido. We're in the Dallas airport during our layover, and I received this text from Laro, the mechanic that we had hired to help tear this engine apart and tell us what was wrong with it. His text said, "Amigo, I have some news you're not going to like." And then we boarded the plane. Ran out of internet, no data. So we're sitting on the plane for 2 hours. Stuff goes through your head. It's like, oh man, what is wrong now? This engine's been a battle for us. So we finally land at the airport, get internet again, and I had this video sent from Laro the mechanic. So I watched this video. Pretty much immediately know what's wrong. There are no connecting rod bearings on cylinder 1 and cylinder 3, and those are the 2 cylinders that we completely lost compression on. So we finally get from the airport to Escondido. I go and look at this engine myself with Laro. It's very obvious. The connecting rod bearings are not there. The connecting rods are completely toast now because they've been ovaled out.
You see how thinner?
Mm-hmm.
See how this is thinner like this? It is wallowed out from bouncing up and down.
The crankshaft is no longer round anymore on the journals. They're completely ovaled out.
This is good.
Yeah? Yeah, that's the good one. And then this is the bad one. That's crazy.
So basically, some mechanics been in their engine before. They didn't put the 2 connecting rod bearings in, ruined the crankshaft, ruined the connecting rods, send all these shavings through our engine, pretty much destroyed our oil pump. This is pretty bad news. We're pretty bummed out at this point.
So through a friend of a friend, we found our very same motor in La Paz. where we're going to find the crankshaft and the bearings and all of these other parts that don't come in the rebuild kit. So we're going to rent a car, a 4-hour trip to La Paz and a 4-hour trip back to pick up these parts.
So we were able to find a crankshaft and an oil pump for our engine in La Paz. What we needed also were 3 connecting rods, because 2 of them were completely shot. The pistons that came in the rebuild kit had the wrong size wrist pin in them, so we couldn't really use them either. So we ordered 3 more connecting rods and 3 more pistons of the right size through Westerbeke, had them shipped to San Diego, and then Laro's friend shipped them to Escondido. It took 2 weeks, way quicker than shipping it through other means. So lesson learned for us, a private delivery from someone who's down here is much easier than dealing with UPS or FedEx or DHL or any of those other companies.
Okay, voy a. Capi, para de nuevo.
Okay.
No pega.
Lumbre, monta la luz.
Don't look too excited. You need to open. And then I cleaned the sea strainer yesterday.
Okay.
The fuel's off. Come over there.
Okay, is the preheat?
Oh, just the preheat.
Just the
Sorry,
preheat.
the preheat.
Okay, there's the preheat one.
Nothing happened.
I'm still pushing it.
Is the key on?
Yeah. Is the battery okay?
Should be. We don't have power. That's from the battery, so that was good. So we have power. What happened?
We are 98% done with this engine. A few little miscellaneous things need to happen. I need to put on a couple connectors, some electrical connectors, not a big deal. I need to clean out the existing electrical conductors because they are very corroded, and when we plug this thing together, the engine wouldn't start, the glow plugs wouldn't work because the connection was so bad. So I'm going to spend the next little bit of time fixing all that, doing a little bit of maintenance. It hasn't ran for 8 months, I think, 7 months, we decided. But man, she looks pretty now. Fresh coat of paint. Hopefully it's high temp paint so it doesn't smell too bad. Yeah, we're super excited. Let's finish this thing up. Give her a little tug, make sure she's good. Got my heat shrink on here. Try to waterproof it up a little bit, the connection. I gotta find the heat gun. That means I gotta... I need to go find the heat gun. It's buried in this belt somewhere, so I'll be right back.
Pause.
It's hot. That goo coming out of there, it's good. What are you looking at? So it's these connectors here. This side doesn't look that bad, but I'm gonna try to clean that out. I'm gonna go find a little brush or something and get rid of some of the corrosion in there. We found this straw cleaner for a tumbler. It's gonna work perfect to clean these out. A little scrubby scrub. Here we go. Like that. I think that should do it. We're
Still 98%.
99% now.
Okay.
The other thing we gotta do is the oil pressure gauge seems to not be working at the moment, and it was when we the last time we ran this engine. So I'm gonna try to troubleshoot that as well. It's probably some corrosion, and maybe I just fixed it. We're gonna start this engine up and see. Key on?
Yep.
It's doing something now. Listen to her purr. So much quieter than it ever has been. There's no more clanking around. It's just sitting there idling.